New York Times bestselling author, physician, and fitness enthusiast Dr. Ian Smith believes that eating clean should be accessible to everyone, not just the wealthy. Many people reach for processed foods because they're cheap and ready to consume, but Dr. Smith wants to change that. In his latest book, The Clean 20, he gives us simple tips and easy recipes for eating clean, with ingredients that can be found at any grocery store and with prices that won't break the bank.
And Dr. Ian Smith is with us now. Welcome back to the 700 Club.
Always great to be back. I love coming back.
Amen. We love it when you're here. Well, let's talk about clean eating. What exactly is clean eating? Does that mean organic only?
No, it doesn't actually. People associate clean with being organic, but it's really not that. It's about reducing processed ingredients. And if you look at our foods, unfortunately, on the shelves, they're full of so many things like artificial dyes, food colorings, synthetic sugars, preservatives. And these things, unfortunately, while they make our food look great and taste great sometimes, they actually affect us physiologically. And some of these things are what are called hormone disruptors. They disrupt our hormonal system. They cause us to feel sluggish. We can't lose weight. Our mental clarity is not what it used to be. And so the Clean 20 basically is 20 foods for 20 days. And the reason why I say total transformation, Wendy, is because when we were working with our Facebook group, we have 18,000 people in our group, so people at home should join us. It's called The Clean 20, use the numerals 20. But working with them, people said not only were they losing on average 10 pounds in 20 days, which is a big number,
That is big.
but also they were lowering their diabetes medications, lowering their blood sugar levels, their cholesterol levels, and their energy levels shot through the roof. So I say total transformation because it's not just what's on the scale, it's also how you feel.
Okay. So, Dr. Ian, you have a list of 20 clean foods. Now, there are more that you said you could add more than that, but we've got some of them right here. Let's take a look right
Wendy,
now.
let's make it clear, though. My Clean 20 may be different than your Clean 20. So it's a very customizable, very flexible plan because you can swap in and out on page 16 what works for you. So these are some things that are on Dr. Ian's Clean 20 list. For example, I love salmon, full of omega-3 fatty acids, has great protein in it.
Does it have to be wild to be?
I think wild is best, obviously, but if you can't get wild, it's okay. But if you can get wild, that'd be great. You see a lot of color here. Color is important. It's full of antioxidants, which are disease fighters. We all need them. Tomatoes, for example, particularly for men, are great. Has lycopene, which can help protect your prostate from cancer. Chicken and turkey. Now, a lot of programs say you can't have meats or you can't have bread or grains. Guess what? On the Clean 20, you can. So, for example, there's whole grain or whole wheat pasta, which is great. By the time you put your sauces and seasoning on, you can't tell the difference between this and white pasta. There's whole grain bread, there's cheese, there's dairy, there's turkey. And so all these different foods, the whole grains and lentils, and
lentils.
legumes,
I love red lentils too. I don't know how to make it, but I love lentils.
It's easy. We got a recipe for you.
You do?
Yeah, in the back of the book, there's 60 recipes. You got it.
How many?
Over 60 recipes. You got it.
Okay, fantastic.
But the key is this, though. The key is these are non-animal sources of protein. So these are things on the Clean 20, avocados, eggplants, bananas. But once again, what you may choose may be different than what I choose. And people who are gluten-free, diabetic, hypertensive, you can make it work for you on a budget, by the way. This is a program for everyone.
And I like in your book that you go through each of the 20 foods and you show exactly why they're so amazing for your body. Let's look at some of the meals that you plan. So we've got breakfast right here.
So once again, there are recipes in the back of the book that you can follow, or you can make your own recipes. And in our Facebook group, you should see the recipes that we share. It's just amazing. But for example, this would be a great breakfast: scrambled eggs with diced veggies, 100% whole grain or whole wheat bread. Now remember, I said 100% whole grain.
Okay.
Just because it says whole grain or whole wheat doesn't mean that the grains are all whole. So it needs to say 100% whole grain or whole wheat.
Okay.
7-grain, multigrain, those don't mean that it's...
I thought I was doing really well getting the multigrain.
I know.
I wasn't even getting the honey wheat or the wheat. I was getting the multigrain, but unless it says 100%.
100%, because some of those grains have been refined, which means they've been mashed, and a lot of the healthy items have been taken out of them.
Do we have to go to a health food store to find?
No, you can find it anywhere. Yeah, 100% whole grain.
Okay, 100%.
So this is great. Now, this is
lunch.
Look how good this looks.
And we've got bread again at lunch.
Yes, you got bread again. Once again, this is a program that says if you like bread and you want to eat bread and pasta, you can make it work if it's a whole grain or whole wheat. So this here is a grilled chicken sandwich. It's very filling. We have clean mayo in there. So there's mayo. There's a recipe in the back of the book to make your own mayo.
What is clean mayo?
Well, it's not processed. You make it yourself.
Oh.
So this is all about reducing all those processed ingredients. So you can actually make the mayo yourself. There's ketchup in there you can make yourself. And it's really good, by the way. You can store it. It stays up for 2 weeks.
I love mayonnaise. So is this
I
clean,
do too, actually.
is this clean mayo going to taste like?
Oh my goodness! Wait till this is delicious.
Okay.
Trust me, I love it. My kids love it. But also, you could also have a nice little green garden salad with this if you wanted to, or a fruit salad. But this is something you can get on the road. You can make it at home for lunch. Once again, the plan is about flexibility and portability. And lastly, for dinner, I love pasta. I love pasta. And people look at whole grain pasta because it's brown. They said, you know, oh, that doesn't look good.
Yeah.
By the time you put your sauce on, you put your chicken in, some veggies, you can't tell the difference between whole grain pasta and white pasta, but the health benefits are enormous because whole grain pasta has a lower glycemic index, which means the blood sugar rises slower when you eat more whole grains.
Okay, what do we do for our gluten-free friends out there?
Yeah, so that's the beauty of it. So gluten-free, diabetic, you can take this list and you can swap in and out. There's tons of gluten-free foods, you know, in stores now. So that's why everyone can do this. We have older people, younger people, all kinds of medical conditions or no medical conditions following the Clean 20 because it's so easy.
Dr. Ian, have you ever tried the spaghetti squash with your marinara?
Oh, my goodness.
I love that.
Is it good or what?
And I feel so light after I eat it. You still get that feeling of, you know, I had spaghetti, but you got a vegetable instead.
I'm trying to encourage people to open their palates, to open their minds, that there are a lot of foods that you hear you may not think you like, but when you try them, you're like, why have I've not had this because this is so good. So it's about being open-minded.
And one thing, if we can come back over here real quick, is we have a lot of dairy. You said don't fear dairy. And a lot of diets say no dairy at all.
You know, dairy's gotten vilified, unfortunately, lately. You know, there's some people who should not eat dairy, people who are lactose intolerant, for example, or who have reactions to it.
Because I love cheese.
Cheese is great. Dairy's great. You have vitamin D in dairy, you have calcium, you have protein. Dairy is wonderful, but it's about knowing your own body. Some people say they can't have it. It's okay. If you can't have dairy, just substitute in or out.
Honestly, this yogurt looks so delicious.
Isn't that great?
When would you eat this? Would this be your mid-morning snack? Would it be?
This could be part of your breakfast, or it could be a snack. But here's the key, by the way, about yogurt. Do not buy yogurt that has fruit already on the bottom.
It's too much sugar.
Too much sugar already. Instead, take some nice Greek yogurt and add your own fruit, and it becomes much healthier, less calories, and less sugar.
Have you noticed that some of the yogurt companies are finally getting a clue and coming down with their sugar content?
Well, it's interesting. Manufacturers change when consumers start speaking with their wallets. And the key here, like I said before, is that a lot of these foods you can find in most grocery stores. You don't have to go to 5 different stores like you used to, because a lot of regular grocery stores are now having cleaner foods in them, whereby before you had to go to these special little niche gourmet stores. Those days are over.
I don't see any desserts on the Clean 20. So on the Clean 20, no sugar except fruits.
The reduced sugars, because you get sugar in fruits and vegetables. There's no soda. There's no alcohol for 20 days.
Okay.
But, you know, that's fine. I mean, you know, people say after the first couple of days, they don't miss this stuff. They feel like their system is so clean. In fact, we had one woman in our Facebook group who, after a week and a half, she tried to eat some of those old foods, and her system said, no go. I'm now cleaner now. So,
well, we all want to look as fit as you, Dr. Ian. So thank you. This is book number 15.
15.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks for having me always.
And we love it when you're here. Well, for these recipes to these meals and so many more, get Dr. Ian Smith's latest book. It's called The Clean 20. And in it, you'll get a 20-day meal plan that'll put you on the path to a total body transformation. The Clean 20 is available wherever books are sold. So be sure to pick up a copy. Dr. Ian, thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
God bless you. We appreciate you.
God bless you.